Hey humans, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. If you are new here, hi, my name is Emelina, and this is not the normal type of video I usually make, but today I felt like making some of my favorite cheddar and chive scones, or scones. What do you think, scones or scones? Leave it in the comments below. I don't know how you're gonna make it look different, but anyways. So yeah, I thought I would just turn on my camera and we could go through how to make some delicious cheddar and chive scones together. So the first thing we're going to need is our ingredients. Ta-da! So what you're going to need is flour, sugar, salt, buttermilk, or if you don't have buttermilk, you can use regular milk mixed with a little bit of vinegar, eggs, cheddar, chives, baking powder, and butter. So I'm going to put the recipe I'm using in the description below so that you can follow along like that if you want, but let's get going. Step number one is always going to be to preheat our oven, and in this case to 375. I got my chives from my garden, so I'm going to wash them. Just gonna pour them in here, and you need a 1/4 cup of chives, or you can use green onions if that's all you have. I'm just going to chop up my chives so that they are all ready to go. Looks like I've got pretty much a 1/4 cup. I might need to go get a little bit more. Not bad for eyeballing though. Okay, and now we need 2/3 cup of grated cheddar cheese. So I'm gonna grate my cheese so that we have it all nice and ready. And I absolutely hate dealing with cheese because I really only like cheese when it's melted. Which is, I know it's super weird, but that's the truth, that's what it is. Okay, so now we're going to take a large bowl and we are going to add together our dry ingredients. So our flour, our salt, our sugar, and then our baking powder, and then we are going to cut in the butter. 2.5 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, but I'm going to add a little more because you're supposed to use salted butter and I'm using unsalted butter. So, and now we're just going to whisk this all together. And now you're going to cut in 1/2 cup of butter. Okay, I've just added my 1/2 cup of butter and I'm just going to use my fingers to break it up and combine it with our dry ingredients. It's a little messy, but it's definitely the easiest way to do this, in my opinion. It says you could use like a food processor or something if you want to, but who wants that, right? Just get your hands in there. Get the flour under your nails. I apologize if any of these angles are like weird and bad. I'm filming this completely alone. So I'm just having to make do. So yeah, I just like grab handfuls and I just smush it all together, breaking up that slightly soft butter. Not really though. I just took it out of the fridge for about 10-15 minutes probably. So now this is what it looks like. Pinch up a few last of those bits, but it's pretty good. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but I think this is looking delish. Okay, if you have buttermilk, then you can skip this step, but I do not, so I'm going to take my skim milk, 2/3 cup, and add 1 tablespoon of vinegar to it to basically turn it into buttermilk. So here we go. This is 1/3 cup. 1. 2/3 cup. And time for the science. So I made an oopsie and I accidentally used white vinegar, but you're actually supposed to use apple cider vinegar. So this didn't mess up the scones at all. They still turned out great and tasted amazing, but just for reference, use apple cider vinegar, not white vinegar. Now it's time to get cracking. Always crack your eggs into a separate bowl or whatever, just to make sure that you're not going to be adding any rotten or bad eggs into all of the hard work that you just did. Also, allows you to get the shells out there very easily. Okay, so we're gonna whisk these together now. Just gonna use the same whisk that I used before. And now we are going to add our buttermilk to our eggs. Okay, it's a little chunky. Okay, now we have combined these together, and now it's time to add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. All right, we're gonna add these together and stir until just moist. Probably a rubber spatula would be a good idea. Oh no, look what I've done. Ugh, oh no. Okay, don't use a whisk, folks. It seemed like a good idea at the time, okay? I'm just gonna go back in there with my hands. And it's going to be a sticky dough. And since I'm adding it together with my hands, I'm going to also add in our cheddar and our chives as well, and just continue to combine them together with my hands. Ignore my disgusting dough hands. It's so satisfying though. I love to eat these for breakfast or lunch. Or if you want it with like a soup or a salad, that's also really good. All right, now I just grabbed this cutting board that I used for my chives and my cheddar earlier, and I'm just gonna give it a nice good dusting of flour. Okay, and we're going to grab our dough. Look at that dough. And we're just going to gently knead the dough. I kind of already did this in the bowl, but... Cat, hey, get down! Do not lick the cheese grater. Hey, my cat out here about to slice her tongue off, licking the cheese grater. Give it a good pat for good luck. Okay, so now you're gonna take your knife and you're gonna cut your dough in half. I'm gonna move this off to the side, or maybe I'll put this back in our bowl for right this second. Now we're going to knead this one a little more, and we're gonna turn this into a lovely circle. About 3/4 of an inch thick is what you're going for. And you're gonna take your knife once again, and you're gonna cut it into 4 triangles. Like this. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of my dough, and then I'm going to put all of them onto a baking sheet with parchment paper, and we are going to let them rest for 10 minutes before we stick them in the oven. Got our scones all evenly out, and we're gonna take one of these things, a little cooking brush, and we're gonna dip it into our egg wash and just give them a quick wash on the top and on the sides. Another optional step is you can add a little bit more grated cheese and chives to the very top of your scones if you want to, but I'm just going to leave mine the way that they are. Okay, and I'm just going to let these rest for about 5 more minutes, and then it's time to put them into the oven. Feel free to save the rest of this for like some scrambled eggs or whatever. We are in quarantine, you know, we don't want to be wasting any food. So now you're gonna set a timer for 20 minutes or just keep checking on them until they are golden brown. And I'm so excited to eat these up, and I'm going to clean up the big mess that I made now. And I'll be here for the final result very soon. They look so delicious. Yay! I hope that they're gonna taste really good too. Okay everybody, my scones are all done. And I'm very hungry because I've only eaten some avocado toast today. So I'm going to cut it open in half. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I used to work at a bakery and we would have these every single day. And if there were ever any left over, we could just take them home. So I used to eat these things all the time and I just randomly crave them sometimes. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of butter. Oh my gosh, and it's melting right away. Beautiful. I'm so excited. Made myself a little drink too. My mom got home and she wanted one, so I was like, well, I'll make you one and I'll make me one too. Wow, that's so good. This is like so comforting to me. One of my favorite things to eat ever. Yeah, you guys should definitely grow some chives because like they survive forever. We planted them like last year and we didn't do anything to them over the winter and they just all sprouted out and they are so perfect and delicious for these babies. And they're really good too. Like obviously they're like still warm and delicious right now. But if I ever eat them like in the morning or whatever, I always like to warm them up for just a little bit in the microwave and add butter like that. And that's my favorite way to eat these. They're also really good with like soup or salad or whatever. I just kind of like them on their own because they are delicious. So yeah. Well everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. But yeah, let me know if you are going to try to make these scones and what you think of them. And yeah, let me know if you like me doing baking videos. I know some of you are like,
Emma, Emelina, Zelda, please make some mermaid content.
and I hear you, and it's coming. But I just wanted to make these today, and I thought I would share them with you as well. So good. Okay guys, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell button if you like what you see. I do make new videos here on my channel every single Friday-ish. And yeah, I will see you all next week for a brand new video. Don't forget to also follow me on Instagram at emma.forth and at mermaidzelda. Alright, that's it. I hope you had fun baking. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do more things like this in the future, because yeah, it sounds like fun. Okay, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys lots. Bye. Nothing's really happening. Am I supposed to stir it? Well, that didn't really do much. I'm disappointed.